Hello, so today I'm going to show you how to do fans, and we're going to be working on this pattern here. These are our fans down both sides, and then in the middle it's Torchon Ground, so that'll be a good practice of Torchon Ground, and then the fans are done in cloth stitch. So on these red dots here, as you can see, I've got temporary pins, and off each temporary pin is one pair of bobbins. So I've got 12 pairs of bobbins altogether. So the first thing we're going to do is give each pair 2 twists. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's go all the way along. Some of them are slightly off screen. Okay, so we're going to start at the top with this dot here. Let me just show you on this. We're going to be doing this triangle first. So Torchon Ground, half stitch, pin, half stitch, half stitch, pin, half stitch. Then we move down to the second row, and we've got 2 dots here. So for this dot we need this pair and we need this pair. So again, half stitch, pin, half stitch. Move along to the other dot where we need these 2 pairs, half stitch, pin, half stitch. Then we move down to the next row, and we've actually got 3 dots here. 1, 2, 3. So you can start on either the left or the right, doesn't matter, but not in the middle. So I'm going to start from the left. In fact, for all of this, I'm going to start on the left. So for our first dot here, we need these 2 pairs. Cross twist, pin, and another cross twist to close our pin. And the middle one is these pairs, cross twist to form our half stitch, pin, and another half stitch to close it. Then the final one on that row, these pairs, okay, then we're on to our next row down. So we find the pairs either side of that dot, which are these, and we do exactly the same. Cross stitch, pin, cross stitch, half stitch, pin, half stitch. Then we move to our next dot. And carry on along the row. Okay, then we're on to our next row down. And then this is the last row. We're going to do like this, then we're going to ease down the threads, take out our temporary pins and ease down the threads. So let's get this row done, starting from the left. There's our dots, these are our 2 pairs either side. Okay, so what we've just done is this triangle here. We've not yet used the pairs hanging from this dot or this dot. We're going to be using those shortly when we start the fan. So what we can do now is just take out these temporary pins, ease the threads down so we get a nice V here. So one at a time from the top. Just taking them out and finding the bobbin that thread is on. Sometimes it's a little bit difficult. You might have to give a few a little tug before you find the one that it corresponds to. Or give them a little push from the top, which is what I do. There we go. Okay, so all of those are eased down now. Next thing to do, we're going to carry on doing this torchon ground here. So we're going to go here, this part, this bottom little triangle. So we'll have finished this diamond shape. So we're going to go as far as this dot here, which is just above the widest point of those fans. So we're going to carry on doing our half stitch till we get to here. So my first dot is this one. So the pairs either side of that are these two. Okay, then the next row down, the dots are here, so we'll just push those aside, and we want these two pairs. Okay, then the next row we have got two dots, so it's just finding the pairs either side, which are those. And this starts, yep, it's those two. And then our last dot in this little section, this one here, so these pairs. Right, so we are now ready to start on our fan. So we're going to use this pair hanging from the temporary pin, which is also going to be a worker pair. Same as this side as well. The one hanging from this temporary pin will be the worker pair. And we're going to incorporate it with this one first. So we're going to do a cloth stitch. We're going to put the pin in, and then a cloth stitch and a twist. So cross, twist, cross. So our workers have moved to this side. Put that pin in there, that first bit of the fan. And then to get the workers back to the left, we're going to go cross, twist, cross. And then we're going to give the workers an extra 2 twists, and that will form a firm edge. Okay, so we're now going to move along this line here, working through the pair we've just brought down and then the pair hanging from this pin here. Again in cloth stitch, so cross, twist, cross, and bring in the next pair, cross, twist, cross. Pull that up a little bit, it will sort itself out in a minute. Put our pin in there, give everything a little tug, so tension it, neaten it up, and then we're going to cross stitch back to the left. Cross, twist, cross, cross, twist, cross. Give those workers 2 twists and put the pin in the left hand side, giving everything a little tug like that. At this point we can now take out this temporary pin and just ease down the threads. There we go. We're going to carry on now. We're going to go down this one and we're going to take in this pair, work back to the left, down this one, take in this pair, back to the left, and then take in this pair from here and back to the left. Taking in a new pair, putting in the pin, give everything a little tug and back to the left. Cross, twist, cross, cross, twist, cross, cross, twist, cross, twist, twist. And the pin in there. And then we go back, cross, twist, cross, cross, twist, cross, cross, twist, cross, and then taking in a new pair, cross, twist, cross, and we put the pin in. I'll lengthen the worker pair a little bit and back to the left. And 2 twists and put in our pin. Back the other way, taking in the pair hanging from here. Give them a little stroke down. We're now at the widest point of our fan, so we'll go back to the left, but this first pair we're not going to use those now, we're going to drop that off. So one way to remember where you've got to is just use a divider pin and just put it in your pillow like that, so you know which one you don't have to use next time. So we carry on back to the left in the same way. Giving those workers an extra 2 twists. Giving everything a little stroke down. You're always going to have to lengthen these workers because they are working hard and using lots of thread. Going back over to the right. And then we know we haven't got to use this pair here. So as the fan narrows again, we drop off pairs. So on our way back to the left, we'll work this pair, but then we don't want to use it again. So we'll put it behind the pin to remind us not to use it next time. Back to the left. 2 twists and the pin. And give everything a little stroke down. Lengthen the workers, and back we go. Going back to the left, work this pair, then put them behind the pin, because we won't use those next time. Left, and then we're back to how we started with the worker pair and our first pair. So that is our first fan. So we have now done that as far as this point. We can now go over to the right and do the fan in exactly the same way. So I'm going to move these over because we're not going to be using those. That's it. So 6 pairs go over here and we're left with 6 pairs here. Let me just turn my pillow. Okay, so in the same way we did before, we work the first pair to put a pin in here. So cross, twist, cross. And back to the left. Two twists. So we've got our first pin. Now we're going to go down here and take in the pair from the pin just above and to the left. So we've just done that one to start off with, and we're going to go down here and take in that one. Give him a little pull, and then we go back to the right this time. So it's exactly the same, we're just back to front and 2 twists. And the twist is always the right hand bobbin over the left hand bobbin. I'm going to go back through those 2 pairs and incorporate the next pair. Back to the left. Two twists on the workers and put in our pin. Lengthen the workers and off we go again. And we take in a next pair, pin, what I haven't done actually is take out that temporary pin. Let's do that now and just ease the threads down. I should have actually taken it out before. Probably gone a little too far to pull it all the way down, but that's okay, it will come down at the end. We can adjust that. Okay, so back to the right. Two twists and pin. Sometimes you have to lift your bobbins up to see where you're putting your pin. And then back over to the left. And then we'll incorporate our final pair, which is the widest point of the fan. So the fan, after this, the fan is going to narrow. So we work through this pair and then we put it out the way using our divider pin. So we remember we don't use it next time. And then carry on back over, working through the pairs of bobbins. Put in the pin. And give everything a little stroke. Go back over to the left. Put in our pin. Give everything a little tug. Work through that first pair and put it out of the way because we won't use it next time. And back over. Two twists and a pin. Pin that pair out of the way. I've just realised I put that pin in the wrong hole, but that's okay because I can just gently ease it out and put it in the right hole. The sun was shining and I didn't quite see it. Okay, then back over to the left. Finish with that one. There we go. Right, and then we're back over to the left with the two pairs that we started with. So we've now done this fan to here and this fan to here. So let me turn this pillow back round again. I'll take out that divider pin because we don't need that now for a while. We're going to now do this next diamond here, going down as far as here. So you're going to do that in exactly the same way that you did that. So starting with our top dot, the pairs either side of it are these. So we do half stitch. So we're back to half stitch, cross twist, pin, half stitch. Then our next row, we've got 2 dots here, these 2 pairs, half stitch, pin, half stitch. Then the other dot on that row, these pairs, half stitch, pin, half stitch. Then move down to your 3rd row, 4th, 5th. So it widens here and then narrows here. So you're following exactly the same as you did on here, but we just don't have to worry about the temporary pins. Exactly the same. When you get to here, go back and do that fan and that fan. So rewind the video if you need to have a look to see how you do these, but it is exactly the same. Have fun lacing.